Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February, moving into early March 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides, talk to me. What do we got for these Geminis? We're in the early stages of Pisces season. I hope you're all doing well. Let's see what's up. Talk to me. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini, please. What's happening for my friends, my guides? Talk to me. There's some very powerful energies for you in last week's reading, so we'll see if that possibly continues. Okay, we got our good friend here who has that really interesting haircut. It reminds me of Hey Arnold. I don't know if you've ever seen the cartoon. But yeah, this card has a huge link to the past. A lot of reminiscing with this card as well. Could be thoughts and daydreaming. A lot of different things with this card. But there is some sort of link to the past. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about our good friend here. So we see this dude, he's in that very sharp suit. He has that cool haircut, and it looks like he's looking at a film projector. Now, I always say in this deck, the image that he's actually looking at is another card in this deck, and they both kind of speak about the past or past cycles or people that you may have history with. It could also, if we were to stretch the message, it could represent two people with each other on the mind, right? Because they are both linked in each other's cards. But the main thing I think about this is a lot of walks down memory lane here, or just some sort of link to the past, very similar to the Six of Cups. So wouldn't be surprised if you're doing all those things I just spoke about. Now, aside from that, this does feel daydreamy as well, like, so you might be extra imaginative in this time. I do know air signs like yourself do have very active minds, but this is a little more daydreamy as opposed to logical. And another thing I always say with this card, it could represent entertainment. Okay, so maybe Spirit's asking you to have some fun, watch some movies, entertain yourself in some sort of way. Entertainment's just involved, but we'll just leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say this first card over here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here for the Geminis, my guides. Talk to me. And while we get this deck ready to go, shuffled up, let's talk about last week's reading. I did say there were a lot of powerful energies coming through for you. It was titled Big Karmic Warning. And I do believe there were multiple powerful energies that represent the karmic cycles of life, whether it's karmic attachments or new cycles. Lots of changes could be afoot for a lot of Geminis. And life is all about change, but when we see these karmic energies, they could be much more intense, if that makes sense. So we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're wing to. So let's get it going here. 3 cards for my lovely Gemini friends. What do we got? Late February into early March. Thank you. 10 of Cups. This has to be the card of the week so far, because I've seen it in a lot of the different signs, and I would say that's a really, really good thing for a lot of Geminis. 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Let's get a couple more here. Let's get a couple more. Saw it in Aries reading. Saw it in the Sag reading. Okay, we have the Strength card, another repeat. I saw that in a Sag. If you're connected to a Sagittarius, I mean, 2 of the same cards, and we're going to roll with it, right? I'm going to keep it moving. Let's get one more here. In the exact same order, too. I mean, you don't have to be connected to a Sagittarius, but if you are. All right, we have the Page of Wands, fire sign energy right here on the back. Communication, speaking, talking. And fire is your main element here. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So I'm already getting some intriguing feelings off your spread this week. At first look, first glance, I do see some commonalities showing up here. We have a lot of fire here on the end with strength and the Page of Wands. We do have a little bit of water to cool it off. I would say overall, we're looking pretty optimistic here, even if you're cross-watching for a Gemini. Very optimistic energy so far before we get into the nitty-gritty. But let's go through. And once again, I got to mention it. in the Sagittarius reading, the same two first cards are showing up, all right? Let's go through one by one and really start to build this out. Position number one, we do have the 10 of Cups. Lovely. So to me, this is a card of wins. It's a card of victories. It's very triumphant. So like I said, it's been showing up in multiple zodiac signs this week. So I'm hoping a lot of you are going to have a really fantastic week coming up. Like with the change of the seasons that's looming, this is really good energy to be had. I always say it could be a massive energy of wins and victories of various different kinds. This is wish come true energy. It's emotional fulfillment. Now, as with every card, there are little challenges involved. When I see the 10 of Cups, it could just represent someone who's extra emotional at this time, feeling things very deeply. So I wouldn't be surprised for some of you Geminis if you're just feeling things like strong feelings in a powerful way here. And sometimes, like with the reverse meaning, it could be someone who's a little discontent, but we're not going to go that route. More meanings attached to the 10 of Cups. It could represent the home. It could represent the family. Okay, so there could be things surrounding your living situation, your house, family members, all that stuff. We'll get more detail when we jump in and clarify it. Now, moving to the center, we have the Strength card, a beautiful card, a spiritual card, a universal type of energy. I really do like it. For a portion of you, you might be connected to Leo when the Strength card shows up, but that does not have to be the case. Notice that this angelic-looking woman that is kind of subduing that lion has that universal infinity symbol over her head. So I do connect this to source energy, kind of like the karmic energy we saw last week. This card, to me, there might be certain things you're refraining from or that you're trying to better, whether that's quitting something, quitting a habit, working on yourself. This is a card of inner strength when I see this. Not physical strength, like strength of character, strength of determination. So sometimes this card does show up when there's certain tests that we're going through or problems that we're experiencing. Strength is like, okay, I have the strength to keep moving forward with determination. It could also represent fighting your demons, whatever they may be, with love as opposed to brute force. Really good spiritual stuff. So I really want to get the detail on that when we move further. Now on to the back end here, we get the little twist from the other readings. We have the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and you have commonalities with all the fire signs this week. I know Aries had the 10 of Cups as well. There's just links to all fire signs for the Gemini Collective this week. Now, what do pages represent? They're all students. They can represent new cycles. They can represent youth or younger people, younger individuals. They are big messengers. So if this isn't you learning a new skill, this could be you new job, new anything. That's a really good thing with this page, but it could be communication. It could be a talk. And since this one is of the fire element, it could be explosive. It could come rushing in really fast. Another little warning with the Page of Swords though, because there's a lot of good energy attached to it. I say with any page, since they're the lowest on the totem pole in regards to the court cards, they don't have full mastery of the element just yet. So when the Page of Wands shows up, it could be somebody that either drains their energy real quick or they're wasting their energy on this and they need to focus it. So make sure you're not having issues with your own focus in this time with the Page of Wands. That doesn't have to be the message, but he's very unpredictable. Page of Wands is the firecracker and he is linked to communication. So this should be an intriguing one for sure. I want to dive deeper, Gemini. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Geminis, please. Guides and spirit team. What do we got for my friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Let's get it going here, my guides. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, 10 of Cups time. Let's see what's happening here. Why do we got these 10 cups for my friends? Please. Thank you. Okay. All right. So this, and I saw this for you in recent weeks as well. We have the moon in reverse underneath the 10 of Cups. This feels good. Now, the moon does represent mystery. I feel for a lot of you Pisces season, which we're currently in, and it will last for a few more weeks. There's an important event that's probably going to happen for a big chunk of Geminis here, because this is the Pisces card, okay? It did show up in reverse. Now, when I see that, it does represent things popping up out of nowhere. So for a lot of you, this could be a surprising win or an unexpected win. Remember, it's clarifying the 10 of Cups, so that's really good. You might get a result with something that you weren't expecting, or something could really swing your way. To me, this is an alignment of luck being on your side, which is really, really good. Now, for some of you Geminis, maybe you're having issues with a Pisces or a Cancerian, right? Specifically if you're related with them, but that doesn't have to be the case. To me, the moon in reverse is similar to the sun in the upright. Like it's something, you know, popping up. It's something coming out of nowhere. The mystery is solved. Okay, so if there's any situations you're dealing with where there's any confusion, that confusion is not going to last. If there's anything that's mysterious, that mystery is not going to last. This feels really good. And I just have to continue with that message I already said, that in Gemini season, there could really be a significant event coming up for a lot of you. So just keep your mind on it. It does feel better than it does challenging. That's one thing. But just keep it in mind. Like over the next few weeks, there's an energy of significance and hopefully it's good. Claim it for that good energy. Let's keep moving forward. We're not going to linger there too long. So why is strength here for you? What do we got here with Gemini, please? Please and thank you. And, you know, I even think back to the Aries reading, the Lovers card showed up, which is one of your cards as well. What do we got? Okay. Another repeat card that was in another reading. We have the Ten of Swords in the upright underneath the Strength. So, yeah, this could absolutely be a test or a big problem that you might still be dealing with and working through. The Ten of Swords could represent pain. But once again, both of these cards showed up in the Aries reading. There's like a big prominence around the fire signs for the Geminis this week. I've not seen a link like this in quite a while. Now, the Ten of Swords, what could it be? You see the image, it's one of the tougher cards. It is the exact opposite of this Ten of Cups. So the fact that it shows up underneath the Strength card tells me that there could be something you're still dealing with or something that you're still healing from. An ending could be in the mix as well. So some of you may have been experiencing different endings in this time. Absolutely. With the energy I saw of the karmic last week, it makes sense. Or remember, this doesn't have to even be anything recent. This could be a loss or an ending that happened a while ago that's just still sticking in the energy. Does it take away from the good? Absolutely not. I feel like this is okay, but it's still just lingering in the mix. And it's something that needs to be looked at. I don't feel like it's part of that significant event I see coming in Pisces season. I just see somebody battling with pain still, or just still dealing with a problem, a big problem that could be sticking around. Okay, so it's like we have a mixed bag for you this week, and that's okay. Like that happens, right? Life is like that, where it's like we have good, then we have bad. It's like life balancing things out. So we're just going to leave it at that. Once again, could be dealing with an ending or loss of some sort, or just some sort of pain with this problem that you're still like dealing with or working through. Okay, there is no time scale on your healing. Let's keep moving over to the Page of Wands. Always remember that there is no time scale on your healing. Everyone heals in different ways, different time frames. Let's go in on that Page of Wands. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is that page here, please? Thank you. Okay, Tower in reverse. Okay, yeah, this is absolutely somebody popping up out of nowhere. Okay, a person. For sure. So the Tower does represent shock. The fact that it's in reverse is good to me. I could say that there might be somebody that has some apologies towards you or wants to hash something out. So I wouldn't be surprised, Gemini. Once again, it doesn't have to be relationships. It could, you know, be a work thing. It could be a family thing. It doesn't just have to be romantic. But when I see the Tower in reverse, like clarifying the Page of Wands, it's like, all right, well, let's not avoid this. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out in the open. Let's get it out in the air. So I think for a lot of Geminis, either one, this could be someone that has an apology for you, or at the very least might want to hash something out. And it could come up unexpectedly or surprisingly, which I did see for you like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like the unexpected talk energy is in the mix. So I would not be surprised if someone pops up that wants to at least attempt to make something right, or that could be something you're trying to do. I'm still getting this energy of somebody trying to move past like this Ten of Swords energy as well. Like still working, still trying to move past it. And it's happening. The healing is there. The healing is happening. But it's just something to make note of. Because even with the Tower in reverse, there is this little energy of shock that's still in the mix. For a portion of you, that could represent a Scorpio. So we have like this little mixture of like all the fire sign connections. Now we have the water sign connections as well. So fire and water, the competing elements here. So you might be going through a time of like emotions where it's volatile, explosive, or it's like deep and emotional, like back and forth, back and forth. There's a lot of bouncing around in the feels. But let's go through and do a quick recap here, Gemini. The epitome of a mixed bag type of reading. Let's go through piece by piece before the shadow. Position number 1, and I do want to mention, yes, we do have double tens, we have a tower. Some of you could still be dealing with an ending here, or it's still in the energy. But position number 1, the 10 of Cups with the moon in reverse. So for a lot of you, once again, this could be a surprising or an unexpected win coming in for you. I really do like that, especially with the stuff that's being dealt with here. It's like I could use a win. I could use something nice. It's just giving me that energy. For another portion of you, there could be an event of significance in Pisces season, and it feels better than it does feel worse. Moving to the center, we have the Strength card with the 10 of Swords, still dealing with a problem here. We're still dealing with the fallout of a situation. Some sort of pain could be in the mix. If that's not you, it's another person. It feels a little bit scarred to me, but it's not unfixable, if that makes sense. But it's lingering, okay? Whether it is an ending or just some pain in general or a problem. Moving to the back end, we have the Page of Wands with the Tower in reverse, this energy of shock. I do feel like someone possibly popping up, saying like, hey, let's talk about this. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is a surprising talk of some kind where somebody wants to hash something out and try to make something right. That's a big possibility. So yeah, please take a screenshot. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. Let's see what's in the shadows for Gemini. My guides, talk to me. And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge either. We could get some good things here. So let's get it going here. Yeah, the deck is jumping. It wants to talk to you. What is in the shadows for Gemini, please? Guides and spirit team. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for my channel members. Let's get it going. What do we got here for my friends? Thank you. Okay, so we have a repeat card showing up here in the shadows, my friends. We have the Tower. And similarly to what I saw here, the fact that the Tower is in the shadows, there is the unexpected energy, like the significance. And hopefully this is the more positive thing that we were picking up, that there's going to be an event of significance coming up for a lot of Geminis. And once again, this could be a good Tower. It doesn't have to be a bad one. But the fact that we did have this Tower connected to this communication, I have to continue to ride with that message that Spirit is highlighting that for you. Okay, whether it is a person wanting to hash things out or just a communication that you weren't expecting to have, or hearing from someone that you haven't heard from in a while, all that could be on the table. Once again, we are pointing at the zodiac sign of Scorpio. One thing I always like to mention about a Tower, a lot of times it does represent clearing away the old and making space for the new. So for a lot of you, you might be in a rebuilding process of sorts, whether it's with your health, whether it's with your finances, or even a relationship. When I see the Tower come in, it tells me, okay, that happened, that Tower happened. Now it's time to rebuild something with a firm foundation. So that's what I got for you, Gemini. Do with that information what you will. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details, the February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to go over to my website, mastermetaphysics.com, to check out my digital calendar. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my go-to decks, and it is absolutely awesome. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot suits, which one vibes with your energy the best? Is it the Wands, the Pentacles, Cups, or Swords? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of February, I'll announce winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.